Ciao Gabby,
Ciao, bella.
oddio, ma sono buissima.
Sì.
Aspetta, sì.
Come va?
Bene, tutto a posto. Aspetta un attimo che mi sposto, che così
Sì.
ci sono, però un attimo che sto cercando di
Sì,
sistemare un po'
sì.
il dietro. Ecco, c'è
Mm,
Miriam che sta entrando. Sì,
ok. C'è qualcuno?
sì, sì, sì.
Ah, ok. Non vedo nessuno.
Miriam, ci sei? Sì, forse non ci sente. Aspetta un attimo, mi mando un messaggio. E comunque Miriam mi diceva che voleva iniziare prima perché poi alle 4 e qualcosa c'è un treno.
Ah, ok.
Come tu quanto parleresti all'inizio?
Senti, a me una mezz'oretta se ne va.
Ah, se ne va una mezz'oretta. Non so quando glielo possiamo far fare a lei l'intervento.
Aspetta, ma non era Mariangela che doveva fare la presentazione?
E anche quest'altra ragazza, che però tu non hai
Ah,
incontrato perché ieri non era potuta venire.
ma lei presenta un altro canvas?
Sì.
Ah, io pensavo fosse solo Mariangela e non ha
No, ti ricordi
fatto...
che ti avevo detto che lo volevo fare cioè volevo almeno organizzare con due persone, altrimenti se poi una non poteva, almeno ci
Ah,
rimaneva un'altra.
e lei come si è
Gliel'ho mandato
organizzata?
ok. Gliel'ho mandato per mail il PowerPoint che avevi fatto tu per Mariangela e io ho detto di mettere il loro canvas, però non è stato fatto perché comunque Miriam lavora, quindi comunque non era così, cioè faceva più
Mm.
difficoltà. Rosita pure, dello stesso team, e quindi semplicemente si è organizzata le risposte alle domande e, e
Ah,
questo.
quindi
Poi lei
solo,
doveva
quindi,
esserci.
quindi non ha preparato il canvas, la presentazione del loro canvas, sarebbe disponibile solo per rispondere a quelle domande, giusto?
Sì.
Perché in
Comunque
teoria
le
potrebbe...
domande presupponevano, sì, sì, comunque era per, diciamo, in risposta alle domande, adesso rileggo quello che hanno scritto.
Perché teoricamente ci starebbe dopo Mariangela, perché la presentazione di Mariangela è completa, cioè nel senso che c'è il canvas, c'è tutto. Se loro non avevano previsto anche la presentazione del canvas, in teoria ci starebbe dopo come condivisione dell'esperienza anche rispetto
Mm.
alle domande che abbiamo condiviso, capito?
No, forse diciamo il fatto è che sta in treno e che magari è così, però forse la voce può collegarla adesso se riesce a far funzionare l'audio, quindi magari comunque può apportare una parte di testimonianza, anche che non
Sì,
sia... Ci senti?
ciao.
Ci senti? Non senti? C'è Tiu che vuole entrare un attimo.
Mi sentite?
Sì, ora
Sì,
sì.
adesso sì.
Hi.
Hi.
Hey, how are you?
Well, I'm very good, but I'm wondering how hot it is.
Eh.
How
Very
hot is
hot.
it is over there?
Uh, we have nice 19 degrees.
Ah,
Oh,
amazing.
lovely. Now
Amazing.
we
We
are
have
between.
nice
It
40
comes and goes,
something.
your voice.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable. How can you cope?
We have to. We must. We have no options. So I don't know.
Mm,
It's just a surviving spirit,
yeah,
probably.
mostly inside and
Yeah, mostly inside, for sure.
mm, yeah.
Yeah.
So Miriam is a participant and she is going to be like a testimonial of a tool that we're going to explain, that Gabriella is going to explain today for us. So we were trying to understand, to organize a little bit with Miriam when she's going to talk, because there is also another participant. So we were trying to do this. Okay, in the meantime, I'm sending an email to the participants just to give them the link again. Miriam, ci sei? Pure Mariangela, adesso la ricontatto.
Sì, perché se riusciamo a iniziare in tempo, riusciamo anche a finire in orario.
Miriam, ci senti? Non senti? Gabby, ti do il co-host, però non ammettere subito le persone, ok? Aspettiamo. Va bene?
Sì, quello lo puoi fare anche tu, cioè nel senso non, o dai tu l'ok e faccio ammetti tutti, oppure
Vabbè, te lo
fai tu.
do, non si sa mai magari.
Sì, no,
Comunque io te
anche
lo...
perché mi serve per, sì,
Ah,
per
poi sì,
gestire
infatti,
la
no, comunque te lo
presentazione,
do,
sì.
però dicevo
Sì,
solamente
sì.
magari non ammettere subito
Sì,
perché...
no. No. Aspetto il tuo ok.
Eh sì, aspettiamo l'inizio comunque.
Mm.
Ok.
Niente,
Miriam, ti
vabbè, sta per
funziona?
funzionare. Io.
Miriam, riesci? Aspetta, adesso sei mutata.
Mi sentite?
Sì, adesso
Adesso
sì.
mi sentite?
Sì, adesso
Oh,
sì.
alleluia. Non so qual è il problema, perché in teoria qua dovrebbe prendere, ma ok. Va bene, sono nella hall dell'albergo, vediamo un po'.
A che ora c'hai il treno?
In teoria 4:10, quindi tipo alle 4 dovrei andarmene, cammino e se no, pazienza, insomma, se no prendo quello dopo.
Allora, il fatto è che ci sta la ragazza dell'altro gruppo che ha preparato, diciamo, bene con il canvas, la presentazione e tutto quanto.
Ah,
E,
bello.
non so come
Il tuo
volevamo
intervento
organizzare, se per fare qualcosa magari un intervento. Come pensavi, Gabri?
L'intervento di Miriam mi piacerebbe moltissimo, quindi secondo me io cercherò magari di sintetizzare, facciamo fare la presentazione a Miriam. Io ho detto a Miriam che cioè, 10 minuti sono tantissimi, quindi deve cercare di stare anche in meno di 10 minuti e poi io farò quelle
Io
domande
sarò
che...
velocissima.
Come?
Cioè, io sarò velocissima, non li riempio
Esatto,
10 minuti.
quello che volevo dire.
Forse ne riempio 5,
No, appunto,
esagerando.
perciò volevo dire, magari Mariangela fa la sua presentazione completa, diciamo, e poi io farò quelle domande che voi avete letto, sulle quali vi siete
Ok,
concentrate. Quindi lì può rispondere sia Miriam, sia Mariangela che te. Quindi non avrai l'impegno, diciamo, anche visivo di guardare qualcosa o di seguirci. Nel momento in cui ci sarà la domanda, sarà rivolta a entrambe. Ovviamente
ok.
ti presenteremo.
Sì, diceva, no, scusa l'interruzione, mi spiace se il treno e le gallerie
Eh
perdo
sì.
la
No,
connessione.
vabbè, ma il tutto si
E-
avviene entro le 4. Cercheremo di stare
ok,
nei tempi,
ok.
magari anche Elisa, magari cerchiamo anche via WhatsApp se sforiamo un po' di aggiornarci in itinere, cioè di scriverci, stringi, eccetera, eccetera.
Sì,
Quindi
tanto la mia presentazione è veramente molto breve perché alla fine mi sono un po' basata sulle risposte che mi ha dato Rosita
perfetto,
e le ho un po', diciamo, o corrette o riviste, però nel senso poi, avendolo fatto ieri sera, non mi sono soffermata tantissimo, quindi sarò molto veloce,
va
ok?
bene. Ok, non c'è problema.
No, ma infatti, come dicevo, non è un problema, nel senso, anzi, comunque, cioè, sarebbe carino se riuscisse, cioè, se fosse interattivo dalle altre partecipanti, più che altro dipende molto da quello, diciamo, che si stimoli una conversazione con le altre. Poi vediamo, ecco, c'è Mariangela che è arrivata.
Wow. Mariangela, possiamo
Io
metterla.
ti sento male.
Io ho messo Mariangela, era in attesa.
Sì, anche io.
Ho fatto entrare Mariangela.
Ok,
Sei muta?
a
Ok.
me dice joining, ma voi mi sentite e mi vedete bene?
Sì,
Ah, ok,
sì, sì, sì.
ok.
Solo prima c'è stato un momento in cui ti sei frizzata, però sì, anch'io vedo ingresso in corso per Mariangela. Vorrei che anche lei avesse qualche difficoltà.
Ciao, come va?
Caldo.
Chef.
È la risposta
Allora mi devo
trend di questi
spostare.
giorni.
Cerco di mettermi di là. Sì, ma cerco di mettermi di là. Non ti preoccupare.
Hello to everyone. Hi.
Hi, hello.
Allora. Ok. Mi hanno sfrattato. Quindi.
Elisa, fino a quanto aspettiamo? Fino alle 3:35?
Direi di sì perché ci stanno. Hi Eva, 13 people registered, so I would say that we're waiting. Okay. Because it's only us for now, so.
Mhm.
Hi Annie.
Rebecca, riesci a vedere i treni se ho.
Hello. Hi. We're waiting some more minutes for the other participants, okay?
Hello, good afternoon.
Hey.
Am I late?
We're still waiting a little bit for the other participants to join us. So just 2-3 more minutes and we start.
Okay.
Ciao.
Hello.
I mean, hello.
Hello.
Confused by learning Italian.
Exactly. And the French going on in my mind.
Hi Maya, how are you?
I'm fine, and you?
Good.
Not too hot in Malta?
Very hot, too hot. But
Yeah,
okay, we survived. Even in Sardinia, it's very hot. So,
I imagine.
and there in Matera?
It's 40 degrees, something like that.
Anyway. Then I'm like to speak with you. Maybe we speak also with Elisa over the phone. instead of, or I don't know, if you prefer, send you an email as you wish after this meeting.
Sorry, you want to have a meeting after this meeting?
No, 3 minutes just to explain what we have to do. Very fast.
Okay.
I can, then I send you an email, a form, an email, so
Juicy,
Paolo knows
juicy.
about it, okay?
We'll talk about it later.
No, just because, anyway, we are
Perfect.
waiting,
Okay, that works for me.
okay?
Hi, everyone.
Hello.
Hello.
We're starting in 1 minute, huh? Hi, everyone. Okay, so
Hello.
I think we can start. So welcome to the third webinar organized in the Off the Beaten Track project. This webinar is called Kick Off Your Planning Process Creatively. And it's organized by Materahub. You already know me. I'm Elisa and I work for Materahub. And today with me, we have Gabriella, our experienced trainer, and also our participants that today are not just attending the webinar, but they're also our testimonials of the day about the topic, which is the Creative Project Canvas tool. Gabriella is going to explain us what it is. We used it during our National Mentoring Circle. So we're going to explore this tool today to kick off your planning process creatively. So I'll give you the word to Gabriella, okay? Enjoy.
Thank you, Elisa. Welcome everyone in this very hot afternoon, at least in Italy. I hope you are all well. And yes, today we are going to explore this process of planning creatively, and we'll focus on one of the Materahub tools implemented by Materahub that can help you to go through this process and carry it out successfully. Okay, I will start first of all with by sharing my screen. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Yes?
Yes, yes.
Okay. Okay, great. Now I have to find a place for your faces. I think down here is okay. Okay, so the title says it all. It is about starting up, kicking off your planning process creatively. That means having the opportunity to explore what you want to achieve, how, when, and with, or for whom, and reflect on the sustainability and impacts in a short, medium, and long term of your project. And you will see exactly what we mean by that. And of course, the opportunity to identify and visualize different aspects of your project creatively. But let's start with a quick reflection. That is, I love this quote by Benjamin Franklin. I don't know how many of you know it, but it is really the right one to introduce our webinar. And Benjamin Franklin used to say, if you fail to plan, you are planning to fail. Why? Because making a personal or professional ideal project into a living product requires ability to set clear goals, to plan what you want to achieve, as we said before, how, when, and with, or for whom, because there is another lovely quote I love as well. A goal without a plan is just a wish. Just to give an example, for you to be here today and join this webinar, surely you planned something. Probably you arranged for your commitments at work or home, or your internet connection or your laptop, whatever, to make sure you were there. So you had a goal and you planned, you did everything that was necessary to plan and actually achieve your goal, that is being here. Okay, I would like to start with a quick quiz. I'm going to post the link in the chat. Okay, tell me if you can access it, but I'm going to share my screen as well. So you will be able to see the QR code and you should be able to access it anyway. Okay, there it is. As you can see here, there is a QR code just in case you use a mobile phone. You can just scan it. I have to move your faces somewhere else. Okay. Okay, so my first question, just to break the ice, is which words come to your mind when you hear the word planning? So just type in any kind of words that come to your mind when you think of planning. Tell me if you have any difficulties in joining this Mentimeter quiz.
Just one word, Gabriella. Or there are more?
1, 2, as
Well,
many
okay,
as
then.
you would. Okay, Katerina wrote in the chat, clarity, security, way. I like security because, correct me if I'm wrong, maybe you mean that if you plan, that's when you feel safe because you know where you're going. I think this is the...
I think it's also really related to risk management, the security thing, you know, like
time management, organization, path control. Okay, I'm reading the ones that you wrote in the quiz. Brain, creativity, haha. Okay, steps, yes, growth, risk management, efficiency, flexibility, timing, detailed steps, future, costs management, time management, anticipation, managing. What is this? I think I've read them all. Yes. Then in the chat, Miriam wrote schedule, thinking on a larger scale. Yes. So they are all important keywords I agree with. So as you can see, planning is involves many benefits, basically, because this is low risk. I think there isn't anything new. Okay, so we can move on to the, thank you very much. We can move on to the next slide, where I would like to know if you can name 3 top skills one shall have to plan successfully. So in order to plan whatever, a personal life event or action or a professional action, what do you need? Which are the top 3 skills that you need to be able to master to plan successfully? So to know that you are going down the right pathway, the right way. Let me see if someone writes in the chat. Are you able to type your answers? Yes. Okay. Clear vision. Okay. So there is clear your goals. So there is setting goals and envisioning. Empathy. Oh, planning competence. Patient. Okay, I see why patient is there. The person should be flexible and creative, easygoing. Resource management. Vision, again, problem solving. Yes. Okay, open-minded, setting a target, teamwork. Okay. So I can see you are quite experienced with planning, because the words and the skills I read here means that you've been dealing with planning consciously. So detail oriented. I like empathy. That is really one of the top 3 skills to plan successfully is empathy. Who wrote it? Is this
Me, Letizia.
Letizia? Why empathy? That is really something that I would like you to explain.
Yes, I think that the empathy, I believe that that is the competence is one of the most important skills at work, but also in life. If you understand the feelings, the emotions, the point of view of the other person, you can grow and you can work better. You can work also together in a group better. I think
Okay,
it's
so
competence for me.
okay, so oops, sorry. So your vision is more involving the idea of a teamwork. So empathy is related to this process that you carry out together with other team members. So
Yes.
that's why, okay.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Yes, that's right. Communication cooperation, of course, yes. Conscious about the financial situation, caring about sustainability. Those are 2 extra additional skills and competencies or knowledge in this case as well that you actually need to, because planning involves that as well. Waiting to go out of the comfort zone. Yes, yes. So you need to see beyond borders, basically. I agree. Resource management, vision, problem solving, clear vision, commitment. Oh yeah, definitely. Okay, I think we've got them all. Okay, that was really, really, really interesting. Thank you very much. And gives me the opportunity to continue with the presentation. And just 1 second, I need to share my screen again. Okay. Have to move you somewhere else again. Okay, so after this reflection step, that is important for you to, for all of us to align our expectations from this webinar to understand exactly what we are talking about. We may say that every personal or professional project needs planning, whether the life scenario is if you're facing a decision, a problem, a personal challenge, or if you want to start up a business or expand it. In any case, you do need to create an organized structure to decide what needs to be done and how to do it. And all the skills that you named and all the words that came to your mind thinking about planning actually fit in this kind of reflection. And again, here, just a reminder, a goal without a plan is just a wish. And a very simple example, just to make you understand why I'm mentioning this quote so many times. You know, when we say, especially girls, when we say, I want to lose weight, that's fine, but that's a wish until you state that only. It becomes a goal when you say, I will lose a number of kilos by a number of days or weeks. I will exercise, I will weight myself to make sure that I'm losing weight, and so on. That is a goal. A wish is just something that you hope you will be able to achieve. But in order to make sure you can, that's when you need to plan. Okay, so planning is a skill that enables you to define, and that was stated and came out from the previous quiz, define the goals and the objectives of your project, wherever that is, to reflect upon and describe how you will attain those goals. So it is important to be able to identify the way you're going to measure your success or eventually failure. And then to find out if it is worth your considerable investment of time, effort, energy, money, wherever that is. Because one of the most, of the greatest benefits of planning is that once you have visualized your project, again, personal, professional one, you are able to say, okay, that's worth my time, my money, my energy. Or maybe you may find out that is not worth it. So that is a good point to start from. Okay, but how is creativity connected with planning then? I love this quote by Albert Einstein that says that creativity is intelligence having fun. I agree with that so much. But let's not confuse creativity with what we were used, at least when we were younger, to think about. Creativity, before telling you this, there is another quiz that I would like you to take for the same purpose, which is this one. And I'm going to share the code again. Second. Okay, here is in the chat. And I can share my screen again. Okay. Here is the quiz. Again, now think of the words that come to your mind when you hear the word creativity. I'm really curious to know which words come suddenly, immediately to your mind. Do not think about it. That should be just straightforward. Freedom. Oh, nice. Okay. Intuitive, self-expression, clarity, spontaneity, colors, okay? Emotions, innovation, fun, flying, talent, out of the box, okay? I read one, I missed it. Imagination, spontaneity, new view at old problems, okay? That can be linked to out of the box. That is a skill, thinking out of the box. That is actually an important skill. That means looking at things from different perspectives. So it matches with new view at all problems that someone wrote, because that's the way you can look at problems or issues or challenges from a different perspective, so that you may have more than one solutions available. You may identify more than one solutions, and then you can choose the one that you think is the best one. Art, need, okay. Entertainment, okay. In the chat, spark, okay. No limits. I think they're always the same ones. Talent, talent. I half agree with it. Half agree with it. Okay. Okay, so now we can move to the second slide. Okay, in your opinion, which are the 3 top characteristics of a creative person? So you may say that is a creative person because she is or she has what? Okay. Innovative vision. Okay. So again, there is the vision. Dynamic mind. curiosity, problem solving. Okay, here I can see some skills as well. Curious, open-minded, extreme, not hiding themselves, curious. Open mind is just the most voted one. Able to think outside the box, yes. Curious, imaginative, empathic. Okay, as you can see, there are a few competencies or few characteristics that are in common between people that can plan successfully and people who are creative. So curiosity, research skills, taking critics, that's another view, always finding a solutions, different point of look, different. Okay, maybe view, different, okay. Open to new approaches, open-minded, again, brave. Yes. Willing to take a risk. Yes, that is true as well. Flexibility. Can you see how many coincidences there are between the two words that we are exploring today? Planning and creativity. Empathy. Okay. Anything else? That is really, really cool. That helps me. Anything else? So mainly curiosity, open-minded, problem solving, visioning, flexibility. Okay. Okay, so thank you very much. That was really interesting, and that is useful for me to continue this, this presentation. So let's say the creativity is not only what we usually think of. Some of you wrote it, art. This is usually the first, or talent. This is usually the first thing that comes to our mind when we think of a creative person. We usually think of an artist, of a painter, of a dancer, of someone that deals with arts and probably has a talent. But creativity is not something innate. Of course, as any kind of skill, you may have, you may be, how can we say, ready for any kind of genetic or whatever characteristics to develop it. But it's a skill. Creativity is a skill. Therefore, as a skill and as a competence can be learned, developed, and trained. So, creativity is about, and what you wrote in the quiz actually confirms that. That's why I asked you to do it. It's about solving problems, visualizing and thinking ahead, moving forward, therefore planning. Is about seeing the world in new ways, finding hidden patterns and making connections between seemingly disparate things to generate new ideas. And finally, is about innovating, self-actualization, and realizing your personal potentials. As you can see, I put together these descriptions of creativity before your quiz. So as you can see, what you think is actually matching with what creativity is. So planning is important too, and this is what we've seen so far. Set appropriate goals, break a problem or a goal into smaller pieces. Do you remember in the previous quiz, you actually wrote steps, details, and so on. Reveal weaknesses and strengths. Increase certainty and confidence, increase efficiency, and this is another keyword that you actually wrote. Reduce risk, that is another thing that you wrote. Increase your credibility. Encourage creativity, which you mentioned actually. Improve decision making, because once you've planned something, you are able to take decisions in a conscious way and probably the right decisions too. Creativity in planning is important to encourage critical thinking and problem solving. Analyze, resolve issues, and identify potential risks quickly. This is something that you mentioned as well. Boost collaboration, flexibility, and experimentation. Again, something that you wrote and you shared in the quizzes. enhance reflective and visualization approaches, and enhance concentration and sense of direction. So, how can you plan creatively to be successful? Well, first of all, planning creatively is the key process to steer and manage one's personal, social, professional life, helping control your degree of accountability and reduce time wasting in decision. What we saw earlier about something that shall be worth of your efforts, energy, and so on. And by setting clear goals and objectives and assessing your own project, you will see what the chances are there for you to actually achieve them. So the steps to plan something creatively and successfully are mainly setting the goal of your project, and we all agree with that. Then finding out what the data tell you, because we sometimes ignore that. But if we think, for example, a professional project idea, probably there are many others that are similar to our project idea. So why don't we explore these kind of existing projects so that we can collect data, we can find maybe inputs that can be helpful for us, or something that went wrong there and we can change, and so on. So it's really important to realize what the data tell you about that project idea you have. Then analyzing potential risks or thresholds, making sure that you are able to tell if you have been successful. Again, measurement, or any measurement tools or strategies that can help you to see where you are exactly, eventually to take action if something is going to be wrong or may be wrong, so that you don't lose the whole project. And then, I love this, what is your plan B? So when you plan, make sure you have a plan B. That is key. So once you know what your plan is, and you have identified risks, thresholds, and so on, you should be careful and you should be clear that you have another plan to replace what may be wrong. And then finally, but as important as the other steps, make sure that your plan is realistic. That's why also analyzing the data is very important. It should be realistic. It shouldn't be a wish, but it should be a goal. Okay, so now we are just going through this tool that I told you Materahub developed. And this is the Creative Project Canvas. Surely, most of you, if not all of you, are familiar with the business model canvas. And as you can see, the structure or the approach is more or less the same. But it's different because it's less, let's say, technical, less business-wise. It's more a reflection and strategic planning tool that can help to explore and plan ideas and projects creatively. Moreover, the Creative Project Canvas helps planning sustainable projects and dealing with the practical and philosophical aspects of any kind of ideal project, where sustainability is not only strictly related to the economic sphere or dimension, to long-term economic profits and so on, but also to solid foundations that you need to establish for your professional, social, and cultural projects. The Creative Project Canvas, therefore, can help you to draw a big picture, visualize your ideal project, and develop a shared vision. And is a visual tool that improves communication, and this is one of the competencies that you shared in the quizzes, in project teams, actually, providing a simplified project overview. Who can use it? Anyone. We have been testing the Creative Project Canvas with any kind of users, from social and cultural organizations, freelancers from any kind of sectors, from creative and cultural industries to social entrepreneurship, even with trainers, educators, teachers, aspiring entrepreneurs, startups, or existing entrepreneurs, associations and education institutions, and so on. It can be used as an individual reflection tool or as a team reflection tool to assist all members in exploring, planning, and managing all main aspects of a shared project or idea. And that's how we used it in our mentoring circle. And our colleagues, by now we can call them, will be witnessing how well it works for them. Why the Creative Project Canvas is useful? Because it can assist you in mapping, developing, and planning different ideas, thinking about the different aspects of the project, finding out how to connect with people who wish to see, engage, or participate in your project idea. As we said, connecting the big picture of your project with the finer details of each of the potential stages of the project, calculating the potential impact of the project from different perspectives, and mixing what you usually do with some fresh ideas or approaches. When to use it, basically can be used at any stage of your project idea or of your business. It can be used to kickstart, initiate, and develop your project, as we tested it in our national mentoring circles, to review, assess, and identify the state of the art of your project. So right in the middle, you can rebuild it. Sometimes we have some users who start with one Creative Project Canvas, and then they tell us that they have developed 10 Creative Project Canvases, because once you start, then you realize you can break your project into different sub-projects, let's say. So each of them needs a planning process to make sure that can be achieved. And then manage your project, product, and all services to plan actions and chart your progress. The Creative Project Canvas consists of 4 main parts that can help you visualize the main aspects of your project. As you can see in this image, the first part is the central one that is related to the value, so your entrepreneurial project or idea. Then there is the left part in green that is about the practical aspects of your project. So basically what you can do to realize it, to make it become a living project. Then you have the third part that is about the external perception that people have or may have of your project. So how you interact with your users, clients, and stakeholders. And then the bottom part, which is about the sustainability of your project. Remember, this is a reflection tool, so it's nothing very much technical. The second step you can take after this one can be technical. So your entrepreneurial strategy. Of course, as any canvas, you can use this kind of tool as you prefer, but there is a process that is suggested, strongly suggested to follow, because the themes are, or the blocks, the way you want to call them, are mutually connected to each other. So the first step is to start from the value theme, which is the core of your project. Then you can move to the left part. So to the themes that are belonging to networks. These are the titles of the blocks. Belonging to networks, activities and work, equipment, materials, and time. Then you move to the third part of the canvas, Creative Project Canvas, which includes the blocks of the champions, access for others, and getting feedback. And finally, you reflect upon the final 2 bottom boxes, which are short-term gains and losses and long-term rewards. This is how, let me move your faces again somewhere else. Okay, this is how the Creative Project Canvas looks like. As you can see, all the blocks include a list of questions. They are very easy questions that, however, guide you to complete, to fill in these boxes. By answering these questions, you will be able to put together the key items, let's say, you need to plan that block. Okay, so where shall I put your faces? Okay. Okay, so let's start from the value box. This theme, or box, as you prefer, can help you to explore the value of your project to yourself and others. So is not only a self-reflection guideline that we provide, but also a perspective you shall have towards the others, those that are going to use the service or your product, which is very important to identify their needs. In fact, this box will help you to think about how you can solve your customers, users, audiences, wherever they are, problems sustainably and transform that sustainability into customer value. I'm not going to go through the questions you can read on the right hand of the screen, but these are the questions that are included in this box. Then you move to the left part. The first box you have to deal with is belonging to network. Basically, this box will help you explore the useful networks that you currently belong to or you might join as a source of contacts or resources to create, develop, produce, and promote your project. So that will help you to think about the opportunity to make your partnerships more sustainable and maximizing the impact of your project. So this box will help you reflect on the networks that can be helpful in any stage of your project, from building it up, kicking off your project, or to promote it, or to create eventually your prototype of your product or your service, and so on, to disseminate the results of something you have already implemented, and so on. Then there is the other box, activities and work. This thing will help you think about how your key activities can generate further impacts and reflect upon the skills and competencies needed for our activities. That is very important because when we think of the activities we need to implement our project, we usually think we can do everything, but we are not competent or expert in any single thing that is needed for our project. So, for example, if we need an accountant, probably either we have to think about developing the knowledge and the skills needed for that, or hiring a professional. So that means that you have to think about what that implies. So for the costs, for the time, to look for for your collaborators, and so on. This is just to give you an example. Then we move to equipment, material, and time box, where you will reflect upon what you actually need, and which is not only about the equipment and material, which you can reuse from previous projects, for example, not necessarily yours, but others, but also the time, because the time for each process gives you the whole time requirements. So if you need time to find that kind of equipment, of course, if you think of the overall timing of the project, that is important to take under consideration. Then this is one of the most innovative blocks that we've introduced in the Creative Project Canvas. They is called Champions. Why is it innovative? Because especially for those working within creative and cultural industries, or working within social, sustainable entrepreneurship, green entrepreneurship, and so on, it is very important to get the feedback from those who can appreciate your project idea or can be critical towards it. For example, they may be, as you can read here, friends, relatives, mentors, coaches, colleagues, teachers, whoever can actually give you honest feedback and opinion on your project idea. So even a teacher or a mentor that you met throughout your life pathway can be helpful to give you a constructive, of course, critique to your idea. Okay, of course, besides mentors, tutors, teachers, and trainers, you can think about collaborators, opinion leaders, potential stakeholders, for example, investors, sponsors, broadcasters, and so on. Or, as I said, family and friends who can highlight strengths and weaknesses of your project through constructive criticism. Then we move to the third part. The first block is access for others. Sorry, I think I missed one. Yes, getting feedback. Oh no, okay, it comes afterwards. So access for others, this thing helps you to analyze how others can access your work. So basically, you should be reflecting upon how you can reach and allow others to reach you and let them experience your project, services, product, contents, not only websites. It can be anything else. You may use other non-digital or digital channels to do that, to be reached or to reach potential customers, and how you can enable others to gain social benefits and consolidate a sustainable relationship with them. That is another key part when you analyze this block. Then there is getting feedback. This team helps you explore current and potential tools and methods to get feedback from your customers, users, audiences, and so on, about your work project. So, for example, you should identify, of course, who can give you feedback. So, as I said, customers, clients, and so on, and how you can collect that feedback. There are many different strategies and tools to do that. There can be, for example, focus groups, in-person meetings, or surveys, or telephone calls, whatever can be useful, something that you can publish on your website, for example, just to get feedback on something you've done or you've been promoted, or something that others have used, and get that feedback. That is helpful for you to know where you are, if you're going down the right way. Then we reach the bottom parts of the Creative Project Canvas. The first one is the short-term gains and losses, which is about the value of your project to you in the short term and what this project might give you in terms of rewards and losses. It can be about making new contacts, making new professional experience, building professional trust and credibility, and so on. And for long-term rewards, here is where you will think about more frequent or greater opportunity, larger networks, and increased remuneration to invest in future creative works, or to increase the reach or impact of the work. Okay, after having provided you with an overview of the Creative Project Canvas, of course, the last steps, once you have experimented your entrepreneurial journey through this tool, you shall review your Creative Project Canvas over and over again. The first draft is usually the one that opens up to many different perspectives, views on your project. But that, if you look at it over and over, you will improve your answers until the whole project seems harmonious and well structured. You, of course, if you use it in a team, it can be useful to discuss, share, and collect valuable suggestions, also through your supporters and all potential users, customers, because after the Creative Project Canvas, you may create your pitch and therefore present your project idea to potential sponsors or stakeholders. So, first of all, 1 second. Okay, so is there any question or something you would like to share? No? Okay, so just to give you a practical, shareable testimonial of how the Creative Project Canvas can be used and can be useful, we have a live testimonial from Mariangela and then Miriam as well, that will share with you the way they use the Creative Project Canvas and what they created. So I can give the floor to Mariangela.
Hello, everyone.
Introduce yourself.
Hello, everyone. My name is Materahub, and I'm going to show you the project that I worked on together with other 2 girls, which are not here, unfortunately. So I'm alone today to present our idea. I'm gonna share the screen. Wait a second. Okay. Can you see it?
We can.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, so let's start from, this is, well, this is the general idea of our project, which is a connection of sustainable tourism, unknown places, and network of experiences. As I was saying, I worked on this project together with other two girls, Alessia and Laura. And first of all, we named our team North, South, East, West, because actually we are living in 3 different parts of Italy. I'm living in the south, in Basilicata. Then there's Alessia living in the center, near Rome. And then there's Laura living in the north, in Liguria region. And since the first moment, we had this deep connection, which was like our biggest value was the passion for sustainable tourism. And our experience in little villages in terms of slow living and villages that are not kind of known as like touristic places. So what we wanted to do is to create a platform that can connect all the experiences in in unknown places like small villages, and promote like a slow tourism in small villages. Thanks to the project. Yeah, okay. Thanks to the creative project Canvas, we were able to organize our idea and to transform the idea into project. So first of all, we analyzed the first block, the value. So this was the most important step, the first one, to understand which is the value of our project. And that was like difficult and easy at the same time, because I said that there is a deep connection among us, because all of us have a passion about the real life of small town. So we believe that tourists can become travelers and locals for short or long periods of time. And so they can experience the life in small villages, and they can be like temporary citizens and contribute to cultural and economic life of the small towns. And that was just the beginning, because the second step was the network. So who will be part of this project? And first of all, of course, local inhabitants are the most important like people to introduce in our network, because locals know very well their territory, their places, the activities that can be organized, the pros and the cons. So that's why we really need them as the ambassador of our project. And also local association and trades. So in the field of tourism, agriculture, food traders, artists, and many others, of course. And of course, anyone who believes in this kind of sustainable tourism and local experience. So from the idea to the real project, what do we need to do? First of all, we need to create a platform and fill the platform with the experiences, description of the small villages, the unknown towns, the towns that are going to, that risk to be abandoned and they need a new light, a new life. And of course, we need web designers, content creator, social media manager in order to make this platform well made and able to be used to all of the people who wants to know more about the project. And of course, we need like the tools and equipment and materials. In our idea, of course, the most important tools are internet connection and a computer, because anyone needs just to get access to an internet connection and go on our platform and have all the information that can be interesting for them. About the timing, we consider like 6 months in order to get the platform ready and start with the marketing process in order that the project can be promoted all over Italy, but actually internationally. After that, there's the block champions. So who are the big supporters? And of course, we thought about local mayors and traders, local citizens, of course, to get any feedback and any like consultation process about the experiences that can be organized. And of course, the travelers with experience, like solo travelers, influencer, IT developer, UX designs that can give us a very practical support on the the process of developing this platform. And then, of course, the access. So how can we get in touch with everybody? First of all, creating a website, a platform, which is a website, and social media. So all the channels on social media. Then with an app that can be used in order to know the experiences in the different little towns and how to reach them and what to do in the place that you wanna go. And of course, we're gonna launch this big project with blog tours, inviting journalists and organizing events and making all these experiences known by different people from different aspects and different way of thinking and living the territory. Of course, getting feedback. Feedbacks in our case, but generally speaking, are the most important thing, because thanks to feedback, we know how this project is going on. So first of all, we need like regular review with locals, so citizens, authorities, in order to know their ideas and if what we are doing is working or is not working well. And then, of course, like numbers and data and platform and any other information that can be very useful for us. The last part is, of course, short-term gains and losses. Actually, for us, short-term were just gains because, of course, we are doing something for a different type of tourism. So we are going to give a new light to unknown places. So this is like a big gain for the people who are living there, so locals, but also for tourists because they can live new experiences. So on the both sides, there are just gains because, of course, there will be like unique experiences in little towns which are not known. So it's not like the classic touristic cities, but it's something new. And then long-term rewards. So of course, the first thing is that towns are regenerated with a flux of conscious and engaged visitors. We really like these words because conscious and engaged visitors means that people are going there because they really want to do another experience, like live slowly and live another kind of tourism. As I said, they were not just tourists, but they become travelers, locals, and temporary citizens. And of course, local economy that will be not just during the touristic season, but during all the year. And we think this is like the biggest gain in a long term. And actually, that's it. That's how we filled all the blocks, and they were really useful in order to have like the general idea, but also the going deep into details and have like also practical feedback and organize like all the steps of this project. And thank you.
Thank you very much, Mariangela. And just
Thank you.
to add, thank you so much. To add that what you saw is the original Creative Project Canvas they built online, of course, because our circles were held online. But of course, there is the paper version, but this is the original one. So that's how they created it, and that's how they could start thinking about their project ideas. Thank you very much. I think, in my personal opinion, your presentation was very clear. I don't know if any of the participants to this webinar have any specific question or would like to know something before I ask you a few questions, just to know better what happened when you use the Creative Project Canvas. Is there any question or any curiosity you would like to
Yeah, also any comments, I don't know, you want to share how you worked on your ideas, if you work on a similar tool or you would like to try and use this tool. I don't know, like whatever comes up to your mind.
I have a couple of questions I would like to ask Mariangela, bearing in mind that here in this webinar, we have 2 or 3 more participants from the mentoring circle who use the Creative Project Canvas in other teams as well for different project ideas. But of course, we thought we could present one comprehensive use of the Creative Project Canvas. Well, we have, I think, is Miriam and who's the other one in this?
There is Sonia too,
Sonia.
from the other team. So
from the other team.
Yeah, I did. Yes.
Would you like to add something about your personal experience, or maybe I can ask you a couple of questions so you can all answer, from Mariangela to Miriam and Sonia. Because my first question is, what do you think is the most immediate benefit you can get by using the Creative Project Canvas? I mean, after you have used it, what is the first immediate benefit you have got or you can get in general through this tool?
Okay, can I answer?
Sure.
Okay. First of all, I think that I don't have much experience in thinking about projects. So I find it difficult to actually visualize all of the steps to reach a goal. And this tool is something that actually guides you through this, because I tend to have very clear the reason why I think about an idea, but I feel like disoriented when I have to actually make that come true. So having a guide is super helpful, also because the canvas makes you think about probably things that you are not really used to think about during the creative process, such as getting feedback is something that makes me go blank because I always have in mind the questions I receive after whatever activity, and I always have zero ideas of how to answer those questions. So I actually have to put myself in those people's shoes and try to get the most effective feedback that gives me a real idea of the impact the activity I'm planning had on the public.
Excellent, thank you very much. That is one of the goals of the Creative Project Canvas. As you said, you just got it. You just said that helps you visualize something that you don't think about when you're creating. That is exactly what we mean by kick off your planning process creatively. That is exactly what we meant. Thank you. Miriam, would you like, or Mariangela?
Okay, shall I go? Can you hear me? Okay, I have to apologize because I'm at work, and as it started raining now, a bunch of people and kids came to the restaurant. It's very loud, so I hope you are not disturbed by noises. And okay, so answering, well, I agree with whatever the previous girl said, because I found it quite an interesting, useful tool in order to focus right on the topic without missing important parts. And as you have to develop your thoughts step by step, and it really helps not missing details. And what I liked it was the push to go thinking on a larger scale, okay, as a sort of planning, and to go beyond the very first spark of our ideas. And what else I really appreciated was the idea that as a teamwork, as we were forced to listen to each other and to develop the idea and not overstepping one another, we were really let's say obliged to wait for the other people, so my teammates, to develop their own idea. So that was really like a sort of listening exercise, and listening, and then we were really into developing the ideas together. And that's what really I enjoyed it, because we too often we talk too much without listening to each other, and this was really like building up the thoughts and respecting also the time that the other teammates needed to develop their own ideas and to share it with me. So that was something really cool.
Thank you very much, Miriam, for your contributions. I agree with. I took note of thinking on a larger scale, which I do like. Honestly, yes, that is always one of the benefits that you can get from these tools. And what you added about using it in a team is also another perspective that is, I'm going to ask you something about that as well. But Mariangela, please, can you tell us as well, what was the most
I think they already said like everything I wanted to say. If I can add something, is that probably like you can really get focused on the goal. Like each block has a specific goal, and by answering the question, it makes you feel like you don't like you need to be focused. So you need to answer the question, and you need to be focused on the single block. So it's not like losing your ideas, but it's like going deep into single idea that you have. You don't get lost, but you are like well organizing your way of thinking, and you are focalizing them into specific blocks. And I think that's what helped us a lot, because we were like working in different timing, but we were like going in the same direction, and it was very important for us to get focused, and that was very helpful.
Thank you very much. I love that everyone is giving a different contribution, so it's really, really, really nice. Thank you. Yeah, that is very important as well, what you said. That shows how the canvas, the Creative Project canvas, has a different perspective from the traditional canvases. So yes, I like the thing that you said, that each block, including these questions, really guide you to go deeper, as you said, in the goal that block is helping you to further develop, to explode, as we said in Italian, but basically that is the meaning. Okay, thank you very much. And just something that came to my mind, is there a specific block that was really inspirational for you, or innovative, or anyway hit your attention somehow as a group or as an individual using the Creative Project Canvas? If so, which one and why?
Okay, in our case, probably the first one was value, because we were obliged to think of like which was the value proposition of our project. And that leads us to think about the target. So to analyze the idea of which is our target, which is like to the personas we are talking with, what are their needs. And that was very important to develop the general idea. And also like activities and works, because it was like the block that made us think how to transform the idea into a realizable project, like which are the activities that you really need to do in order that to develop and transform an idea into a project. And that was another important block.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Really concise and clear. Thank you. What about Miriam and Sonia? Which was the block that really inspired you as a team or as an individual using the Creative Project Canvas?
Okay, we went for the belonging to networks and the value. The belonging to networks was interesting as it was a way to find, let's say, inspiration from other organizations or other groups, but as so supporters. You need some support for your project, and so it might be the starting point to create the partnership. Okay, the partnership that you need to develop the project. And the value was important to us as it was mainly based on our personal experience. Our project is it deals with a solo women traveler, or a group of women only traveling the world and facing all the troubles, problems, issues that we all well know, that we meet in our daily life, but that can be worse while traveling, especially abroad, especially if you don't know the language, if you don't know the customs and cultures and so on. And it's in order to have fun, but always to get home safe and sound. So that was the idea. And it's a sort of not accepting what the situation is. So like not staying at home because we are afraid of, but we keep on traveling because that's our wish, but we want to be prepared and we want other girls to be prepared. So a sort of gender equality for travelers, let's say. And so that was mainly based on our own travels, you know, short or long, in Europe or in another continent. That doesn't matter. It's just how you face something when you are out of your comfort zone, or how do you face where you can get help if you are somewhere that is not your safety zone. That was our idea. That's what we tried to develop.
Thank you. Thank you very much. And Sonia, where is Sonia?
Yes.
Okay, there you are.
I mentioned before the getting feedback, but also the champions, because of course you tend to see the whole project from your own perspective when you are thinking about it, when you're writing it down. Even if you're working in a team, of course, the team of creative people has a different perception of the project than the customers, than the public. So being able to understand how to ask for that feedback and how to ask for advices from other people that can provide valuable opinions about your project is fundamental in order to develop an idea that actually works.
Thank you so much. There was a good explanation of that block as well. Thanks a lot. Okay, so just one last question that is related to what I think Miriam said, or I don't remember. How did you find the use of the Creative Project Canvas as a team?
Tosha.
What was the...
Sorry, you were...
Yeah, I'm talking, it's my last question, just to share with the other participants to the webinar.
Sorry, I missed the last question because I was saying goodbye to colleagues.
How did you find the use of the Creative Project Canvas as a team? Because individually is a different story completely. Whatever you do or you use as a tool, planning tool, individually is different. But as a team, I think, Miriam, you said that one of the benefits was that everyone was obliged, you said, or forced to listen to the others and to exchange ideas, also because sometimes you worked in different timing as well, not simultaneously. And so is there anything any key thought that you can share about this?
Me again, or the open?
Yes,
Sorry.
if you want to. I see you're busy, so if you want to give us...
I'm getting to the train station.
Yes, that's why. If you want to share your ideas, so then you're free.
Yes, I mean, as I said before, what it was enlightening was this sharing the thoughts and waiting for other people to develop their own idea before talking over, or, you know, even if maybe I was faster or somebody else was faster, then we were also forced to, let's say, relax and be quiet. And yes, that was a real teamwork, I think, teaching us how to work in a team and how to create a thought together. Not only my thought, but, you know, sharing the idea and developing together in a sort of agreement. That I think it was nice. And of course, more people sharing ideas create a greater idea, or maybe not greater, but more detailed idea, I think.
Thank you so much. Thank you. What about Sonia and Mariangela?
Yeah, I think basically the same, which are the advantages of working in a team for any kind of in any way and with any tool. It's basically also the different contribution that people can provide to the team, because some can be more expert in one of the fields and some in others. So it's even if you're not able alone to complete all of the tasks, you know, you can rely on somebody else's experience and learn from that.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
I agree with what they said, like both of them. Yeah, these are the big advantages on working on this tool, because yeah, you can always rely, like if you don't really have the answers or you don't really understand the goal of that specific block, you have different ideas and the other can understand better and you can rely on them. But at the same time, you have like different ideas and you are obliged to convey the different ideas answering the question. So it's very useful because you don't lose your mind, but you are obliged to answer the question. So if even though you have different ideas, at the end, the idea convey in the same direction, and that's very useful.
Thank you. Thank you. Yes, I think that the questions are really the real guidelines for this canvas. Okay, so after all these speeches, is there any question from our listeners and participants? Is there anything you would like to ask our entrepreneurs who use the Creative Project Canvas? Any curiosity or anything you would like to know about the project, whatever question you may have? No? Okay, so Elisa, I think that our webinar has come to an end. I know we took 20 minutes longer, but I see that everyone is here, so probably hopefully it was engaging. Otherwise, we would have lost you completely. So I hope it was useful and engaging for all of you. Lisa,
Thank you very much, Gabriella, and thanks to Miriam, Mariangela, and Sonia who explained us their experience in using the tool. So I'm sending you in the chat a link wherefrom you can download the tool. And I mean, if you're interested in using it, you can use it individually, as Gabriella said, or within your team. So you can go through it in this link. And next meeting will be next week on Friday, on the 28th, from 3 to 4 p.m. And I'm sending it to you here, the link to register. It will be organized by Destination Makers. Letizia is here with us today, and it's focused on cultural tourism promotion and destination marketing, right?
Yes, right. Thank you, Elisa, and we're waiting for all of you next week.
Okay, good. I just sent you the link to register to it. I really hope that you enjoyed the meeting of today. I mean, I loved it. It was super interesting. I like how our teams are working on their ideas and the ideas themselves. So thank you so much for today. Thank you all, and have a good day. If you have any question, please write in the platform. I opened a discussion in the European group, and you can write any question or comment in it. So thank you very much.
Thank you all. Thank you, Mariangela, Sonia, and Miriam, and thank you all for listening to us and participating. And thanks a lot. I hope to see you soon and enjoy the rest of the week. Take care.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.